Welcome to my live show. I hope today's live show goes well. You ever have one of those days where it's just constantly building and building and building, and you're like, dun 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 dun, and it just keeps building, and it never just like comes back down again. That is how this day is going so far for me, and how my painting is going for me. I don't know. This cracked me up last night. Looking at this, I just had to walk away. It was just too much. It was so bad. It's better. It's better than it was yesterday, but it is bad. It is so bad. See? See how bad that is? I'll get it. I'll get it. I will. But look it over here on this side. Now that's looking good. All right. She looks pretty good. Let's see what the picture says. It's a little difficult to see the right side of her face, so I just have to assume as I go. I feel like this type of painting is something I should do in private. It's kind of hard for a live, but I said I'm going to tackle this fear and do it. What it is, it just needs some tiny bits and pieces moved in. Just slowly get this in. There we go, just tiny pieces. And it's really just, that's what it is. Let's see if we can get in close, because I realized the other day, as close as I want to get, it was not good enough. There we go. That's too round. Too round. But we'll just stop here and close that off and bring this in. We'll see how it goes. It's just putting it in, taking it out, putting it in, take it out. Now, I could have cheated. I could have just printed this out and then traced it on there. But it's been a while since I've done one of these challenges. It's a great way to make myself feel really bad about. It's a great way to humble myself with my artistic abilities. That's for sure. I used to hand do everything. I never did the printer. I used to hand do everything, and it was very difficult, but I did it. And with the invention, or I shouldn't say the invention of the printer. I should say finally finding a printer that works. That really helps, and then it helps you can do the sizes and get it just right. I am just looking into getting this just right. See, little things, little bits and pieces as we go. And I'm just going to try as we go. Little parts. Now she has this nice, with this crease here, it's nice and a thick shadow on that crease. That looks good. It comes down here. There we go. That looks good. Let's get a little bit of pink. Hello, David, and hello, Jason. Thanks for joining. I am working on my Dusk Till Dawn diorama, and I decided that on the ends I wanted to go ahead and put some murals. And I decided I was just going to go ahead and do these first before I did the diorama. And I don't have a picture of her other side of the face, so I'm just kind of working it back and forth. I do have a picture in my thing, but not in this view. So the other picture I have does show her face. However, it is not good enough. This is really cool. If I was doing like 1980s poster art, this would be totally totally acceptable. Awesome. This is what people would like. But I'm doing Tammy realistic art. We'll see. Let's get out here. Some of the things I did last night is I raised this up here. I put her headband up higher. Excuse me. I put her headband up higher, and let's see, her hairline is fine all around. Just working on those eyebrows, getting them in just right, and then cross here, getting her eyes in, and then the shading in this zone, which we'll get as I go. I'm gonna have to start picking out the different colors now to make this work. Over here, we've got this going on. We've got our eyebrow in position, right area, coming down. This line is just right. This is just right up in here. This is just right. It just needs to be cleaned up around this edge. Let's see here. Let's just get that cleaned up. Is this the wrong brush for me? Yeah, it is the wrong brush. Yay! I was at the store today and I went to ask the lady, like, do I have to literally put, excuse me, each one of these pops on a self-checkout thing? Can you just, you know, kindly allow them so I don't have to stack up soda pops onto the wing item of the belt thing, whatever, you know? But when I said it, it was like a totally different voice came out of me. Like, it was hilarious. I was like, got all verklempt. I was like, hey, lady. There's my funny story for the day. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. And see, I see a little work in here needs to be done. Let's add a little white first before we add a little with the black, right? Oh, thank you. Hello, Lizzie. Thank you so much. It's a lot of work, let me tell you. I was talking about how I could have cheated and just went ahead and traced this out, printed a picture out, and used my tracing paper and trace this out, and that would have looked really good. But I felt like I needed to get back into learning, get back to this skill of just doing this again. The last time I did a free style painting of a picture of somebody or of a person was about 4 years ago, and it was a 4-hour painting. I did the whole painting in 4 hours, and it was large. So I felt like it's time to get back to practice again. So, hello, hello. All right, let's get there going. Now this pink, I can see that it really is translucent, so you can see through it. So it takes several layers of this pink to cover. So one of my suggestions is make sure that you put the pink on first and don't put any dark around. But I did not. There we go. Come across. Just getting in some areas. Let's see how there's a little loop up here, and then it comes down onto this side of the nose. Let's just fill that area in. And even though all of this looks completely like the same color, I know that she's got some lines in there that really make her look like her. So, go. And this little cheek shadow, I gotta decide what I wanna do about the cheek shadow right there. And this shadow, and that shadow. Now what happens if I start to get so much paint on, you start to see like lines and little edges? Well, I just get out some sandpaper and I'll just come through and I'll be like, oh, well, this doesn't look right. sand that down, clean that up so I don't have any highs. You know how your paint edges, you put too much on, it dries and you have a little edge and you could feel it? You just come sand it off. Sand it off. So that's something we can do. I feel like if I can get this eye right, I'm happy. But it's a very difficult one because it's not noticeable in the picture. You can't even see it. So that's why a little back and forth. I think that if I tried to make her eye come down over here more, that might help. Oh, that does. That looks good. And then her eye, if we bring her, I don't know if I want to go in more. If I want to go in more or if I want to go out more. There we go. All right. Then when I was doing her lips the other day, I said, oh, she's got a little snarl coming on this side of her mouth. So I thought, well, we'll try our best. And then I put it in and it looked bad. Back and forth, like, how do I get that just perfect without making that look like that? So let's go and do that. Let's go do that. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Getting everything out just right. We want a point, I think. We're going to go with a point. We're going to say that hers goes to a point right there, and it's right underneath. Oh, see? I can't quite tell for certain, but this point should be right underneath the end of her nostril or around her nostril. Well, it's not. It's actually in the wrong spot. So I'm wondering if the nostril's not in the right spot. Okay. These little things like this we got to think about. And then I want this to flare out a little bit. So I'm just going to do a little flare out there. A little flare out. And then we'll get that lip back in. Just do a little whoop across there. Just get that just about right. And this black line, what do we want to do? We don't want to keep this black line, but it's helping, it's holding a spot until I decide what I want to put there. Yeah, it's a placeholder. There you go. See, and it's helping me form the lip too. I can just use that. And then when I want to come in with the, I don't know if I'm going to keep with black or just get some dark purple, then that will look really good. I feel like I see a little bit more of the white of her eye, so let's see what we can do about that. Now, if I get really frustrated and I feel like things aren't going right, another little trick I will do is I will take a picture of this, and then I will take a picture of the original. So I'll take this picture, and I'll take this picture, and I'll line them up on my picture program over each other, and then opacity. Anyway, and I'll get it on there, and that way I'll put it over the top, and I can see if something is not right, if something is off a little bit, and then I can fix it. So see, her lips, they just don't look the same on either side, but we do want that effect. So hold on, her eyes look good, except I think this wants to come down lower. So if you feel like things aren't working out, there's other ways you can check to see. That's what I did with Juliette Lewis yesterday, because that's how bad she was doing. And yeah, that's better. And should I guesstimate? Like, there's a lot of guesstimation in here. The eyeball is round, it stops right there. Then we go into the quick of the eye. The eyeball is round, it stops right here. We go into the quick of the eye. It's like the leg bone's connected to the, song. All right. Little bits and pieces. Now, I want to figure out about these lips, these luscious lips, because, we got to get those right too. We're really just trying to get everything in before we deal with too much of the color. We just want everything to look good, in place, and then the colors that just come in after. Then all the lines that you put, all the little lip lines and stuff. In fact, we can just put some lip lines in here for now and just get it started. Sometimes you need several coats of paint for that color to really look good. So if we just do a little start right there, then that looks good. Maybe. All right. Now, I'm going to take a look here. That is just right. And come down like this. Is that a curving? Yeah, that is a curving line away, but I don't think it's that curving. So we're going to take this spot here and just, okay, we just took that tiny curve away. All right, and then keep it out to there. Looks good. Now it's just that nostril we have to figure out. Now, even though she has a pretty symmetrical face, the picture I'm using, it may not line up right there. And so if I want her to stay like her, I've got to kind of keep an eye on that. All right, let's see. I'm going to try a couple things here. This is supposed to go like this. Okay. And then let's say it comes around the nose. All right. But the nose, we'll do it just like the other nose. We'll just do it like the other nose for now. All right. I also see, let's see here. I also see that this should be darker right here. Come across her face like that. It should be darker. And then it fills up like that to the dark zone. Understandable, understandable. And then that goes over to that zone, which gets lighter. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll have to get out some purples or something to make that for the darker shades. Okay. But the reason we're doing that is because I said that nostril didn't seem right. That nostril needs to be moved over. Yeah, and then we'll come in with the other color here. All right, all right. What do we want to do about this? So that's a tough one. That's a tough one. We're just going to pull the front away and pull it in like that. Okay. Now, I have this. This is the only thing I had around me. I thought, we'll just use that. I'm going to take my pink and my burnt sienna. I'm going to mix them together. Hold on. Get some more burnt sienna. Excuse me. And then this nose section here, it needs to be kind of a little bit blended. Excuse me. Saying that Selma Hayek was super afraid of snakes. And so she really wanted this part, this role. And so she went and did like a bunch of therapy to get over her fear of snakes for this scene. And I watched her so many times because of I'm making this picture of her. I watched her many times do the dance with the snake, and when that snake's head comes up along her neck, and you can see her practicing those things that helped her get rid of that fear. I know because I have that same fear, and I know that practicing face. You can do it. You can do it. You can deal with it. I don't have a problem with pythons though. They look slow. They don't look fast. There's a video of a like an Indian, the guy's on the street and there's a snake and he doesn't want to go past it. He says, "Go on, the snake." And the snake just went as fast as you've ever seen a snake go, and that was very creepy. That's what I don't expect to happen when you see a snake. All right, there we go. I see my dog wants in. You're outside. Enjoy the outside. It snowed again today, but not like the East Coast snow. Oh no. It's already gone. The snow that snowed today is pretty much gone. And I said, I have a doctor's appointment. How am I supposed to get to, oh, there's not that much snow. In fact, there wasn't snow down the road at all, so it's just here. I did see some cars going, coming down from the hills, though. They had quite a bit of snow on them. When you mix pink and burnt sienna together, they make this god awful, ugly orange. And you kind of have to manipulate it to get the exact blending of the two. You know, you gotta really get those blended good and get that color just right. But yeah, it doesn't want to cooperate. I see you. I will let you. My dog, she just knocked on the door. What a good girl. Come on. Yeah, you did it. Ugh. Go on now. Go on, kid. All right, I'm taking a peek here, and I want to see. Sometimes my eye isn't good. I have to just flip it upside down, but really just want to get that. We really don't know what this side looks like. I mean, we've got to a point, but it's very difficult to figure out. Really close over here, but still the eye is just not right. I think that's what it is what's tripping me up. If I can get one eye in right, then it gives me enough of a map to go forward for the rest. And it's all about the eye. It has nothing to do with anything else but the eye. Yeah, that looks a little better. Sometimes I panic when I'm doing things like this, but I remember I'm an artist. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's all right. I can do this. All right. I don't think that one's going to be right either. Selma Hayek's probably got, this probably comes down more over here, maybe? I'm going to go here, but leave that second line close by. Oh, that's starting to add a little of that brooding, I don't know. Well, here. Okay, we've got that little eyepiece that comes down. We've got this. Let's bring this in a circular pattern and then bring it down under her eye. Some of these lines will just disappear with shading, but it's like I said, it's a good little landmark to say, stop here, my friends. Let's give her that little eye. Yeah, see, that seems to work a little better. Now you guys are seeing it reversed, so it's kind of hard to see, you know. as much. Like when I'm looking in the mirror at my face, I immediately look at my left side, because when you are looking at other people's face, they did a study, people automatically look, okay, so this is reverse, but people automatically look here in this area. This is where the people look immediately first. Some didn't come like that, but their eyes scan like this. So they're scanning that side of the face more. Well, I'm looking in the mirror at myself. I actually am looking at this side because of the, you know, whatever. And so I always view my face on this side, but other people view my face on the other side. Does that make sense to you guys, how that works? Yeah. So how I view myself is much different than other people's views, because I'm looking like I look at other people and they're looking at me, but that ain't the same. All right, now it looks, that's getting a little better. Like I said, it's sometimes it's just a little piecing it together bit by bit. All right. This is where you can get layers of paint when you have to maybe do like the eyebrows or something, and you could feel like it stick up. That's why I said, we'll just get out that sandpaper. Oh, see that look, that's looking good. Now another question. Let's just talk about this right now, since I'm here with you all. What about the upper lashes? What if we did the upper lashes? What is going to happen? Well, we're gonna see what's going to give effect of what's going to happen. This is probably not the best brush, but it's going to do. Okay, we've got some more flowing eyelashes in there. Okay, that's something we got to deal with. Sometimes that might, all we need to do is make the face look right, is if we just put the eyelashes. If my acrylic is being a pain, I will dip a little water, mix it into that black, and then I'll get some more better little fine lines that aren't as strong either, because if I don't want like real thick lines. So if I don't like that either, you know, I can just paint over that or sand it. So that's an example of what I should think about doing. The other day when I put mascara on my eyelashes, I thought I can comb them with mascara all over to one side and make them look like this. All right, then I'm gonna fix that little spot right there. And as you see, it's just a little as you go. And if you don't like it, we'll just cover it up with paint and do something else. I can take this brown and just put it in the edges of these eyelashes too, to make them look more individual. But we'll just kind of do a little of that so it's on. And then we'll just see here. I'm going to pull these out, those bottom lash ones, for now. There you go. And then come across here. We want to keep building up that color and covering up the black from earlier mistakes. Oh yeah, it's looking pretty good. I feel like we need to bring this down a little bit more. I keep seeing that over and over again, this one little spot there. And I'm doing this in acrylic paints this time, not oil paints like the last one. And that's because of the diorama itself is going to have a lot of more acrylic style products in it. And it's just easier to mash them back and forth. So I can use these same paints here for the actual buildings. So that way they all the colors can go together very well. All right, see, that's looking good. Let's go back over here and let's put a little bit more pink in, because it's not completely covered. It's too transparent. It still shows through underneath. So let's put a couple of coats on there. Let's get out my ninja brush. It's my ninja brush because it's 2 brushes. Oh, we're so close. 2 brushes taped in the middle. This one and this one. The ninja brush. All right. I should do a fake commercial for my ninja brush. That would be good. Oh, I had a really good idea yesterday too. Dang it. If you don't write them down, you forget about it. And then you're all sad because it could have been the greatest idea ever. Like, I literally have had so many $1 million ideas. The one that I remember as a kid that I invented was the breath mints in your bubble gum, and then they came out with that later. I used to put my breath mints and chew them up with my gum to make them last longer. Because gum was a big deal when I was a kid. All right, now we're gonna pull this picture back out and we're gonna look at her nose. See, we got a lot of more pink in this zone right here, being like that. It's a lot of pink. It's actually not, it's a different color completely, but I wanna use pinks, oranges, and burnt sienna for this. And so this is much more like probably the other orange I have over here somewhere, but we're just gonna go with this. Unless I change my mind, which does happen. I say does happen. All right, we'll just get that in there crossed. And then we add some, oops. Hold on, there's a line here that's not very dark or very pink. Okay. She has her neck here, a lot of that coming down. And, oh, it should come across a little bit more. Okay. Let's see how much paint I can put down. All right. Go across, and we're just putting that. Now, see, once again, I said when you put that pink and that burnt sienna together, it just makes a horrible color, but you got to keep mixing a little bit more back and forth, and then the color will come out good. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, video dude, I do get anxious about drawing, and that's very true. It's because like your expectations, I'm going to tell you this, not everybody can draw, but that shouldn't stop you from doing the art you love. You just have to find maybe that you're better at painting it than drawing it instead. So like I'm better at painting it than I am drawing it. So that's why I always put it on real quick and then I throw the paint on and then I can manipulate the paint to drawing. So maybe your special skill is like within a different type of drawing. Maybe you do really good with the watercolors or something, you know? But I hate to draw. When someone's like, you got to draw something out, I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. I'll make it happen the best I can. Or even when I do sketches of things, I don't even do them good. I just do a quick sketch because I know in my head. Sometimes I can't get it out of my head as well. So you know how that is. You know. All right. I showed my really bad picture of Juliette Lewis on my, I wanted people to see that it was not so good when I started. All right. This little spot here is lighter. And then this goes around, okay. It's like a little puzzle that you have to figure out and put together, you know? There we go. Or also probably because I did draw a lot in high school and did this really cool drawing, and I thought I'd get an award for it and I didn't. So I hate drawing forever. No. You know, I sometimes with you, dude, I don't think you have to. I think you can just try painting. I don't think drawing will help. I mean, you know, if you think of all the painters that do things that are unique, like if you think about like Picasso and like, do you think like his drawings were great? You know, maybe he decided to go over to painting. What happens a lot of times in the art is when you're striving, you strive when you first begin for realistic. You strive to draw things just as they are. You want that, you know? So you're striving for that perfection as you begin as an artist. You're working to your eye-hand coordination so well that you can actually make it look just like that person, right? But then you've lost your rawness. See, the rawness that made you an artist to begin with, that wanted you to draw, you train that rawness out of you. So now all of these artists like Picasso and Dali, they did the best they could, and then after a while they're like, well, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something that's unique. So that's where then their other expression came out. So they first started with realism, and then you can start to see them start to change out of those realism into their surreal and abstract. And Dali has a good example of that. If you look at his art history, one of the good turning points is when he did the back of, I think it was the person he loved, but he did the back of them, and they're in a window looking out, and it was just the back of them. And I thought to myself, that was a really good turning point for them to realize that they didn't want to do the realism. They wanted to go beyond into more of that. So embrace your style and learn to draw first. I mean, I don't know what that it could. I just think you should just try painting. I think it'd be just fun. You could do some cool abstracts. You can just have some fun with it. I really do. Like Monet, it took like a year to do a painting. Well, you can see why it takes a year to do a painting when you're using brushes this tiny and you're doing tiny little spots like that, you know. So, yeah. I just think there's art for everybody. It's just you gotta find it. You do. You gotta find it. All right, what is wrong? I'm still looking at her. She looks good, but she doesn't look like Selma yet. Looks good, but doesn't exactly look like her. She looks like yesterday she looked like this redheaded actress when I was working on her. But today she's getting a little better. If I could just figure out that side. Oh, we're gonna put some more eyelashes in. That's what we were doing. Someone called 15 minutes ago and it didn't leave the screen. Oh, it's okay. Go. Oh, talking about getting that bump taken out of my finger. I told you it popped up. Oh yeah, I'll show you my references. Yeah. And then this is my Julia Lewis. But I have other pictures on my phone, but since I'm filming, you know. So what I do is basically, if I can just get this one section of her face in, and you could barely see her eye there. If I can get that looking good, the other side will follow very well, but it's a little bit back and forth. All right. Okay, so we got the red or the black. Wait a minute. Yeah, I did a big pull-up of Juliette Lewis because you see here in this picture, her eyes are, this one is lower and this one's higher up. And that's such a pain when you're working on the picture. So I have to keep that in mind as I'm working throughout. The thing is that Juliette Lewis is very pretty, but sometimes if you don't have the right picture for her, it's not going to look just as perfect. So I really have to concentrate on this part of her face more. This will be the part that really makes her shine. And this is going to be the part that people are going to focus on. But this is the part that's going to make her most look like her too. So I really have to focus on getting those sections done. Selma Hayek, it's a little bit difficult because, like I said, I only have one side. And if she isn't symmetrical perfectly, it can be difficult to guess. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Sometimes I do one side better than the other. It's just that's just how it is. Today is not a good talking day, I guess, for me. So I got my glasses, my broken glasses, uh, sent in. Thankfully, I have extra glasses. I went to the doctor in the morning and get my fingers scheduled to get that bump taken out finally, because gosh, it's been a couple of years. It went away and then it came back again, and I can't do anything with it. All right. The idea is we just kind of, I guess, glam it. I don't know. It's very difficult doing this, like you said, in front of people too, because you feel like, oh my gosh, everything is not working out perfectly, and and I do need to get a shade color. If I use just brown as a shade color, I think I would be disappointed. It would look really dead. It would look lifeless, and so I think I need to go and see what I got. Because I'm going to have to mix it. I don't have any colors going to be perfect for the shade here. And then we've got her chin that comes across. See, I don't have it put over on this side very well, but she's got a nice strong chin. Oops. And she has a nice box look to her face. Just bring it. There we go. So you can see, So after I get off of this, what I will do is just go back and on my phone and look at those other pictures, go back and forth, make it just right. Another thing to do is, it's hard because I don't think this is exactly straight on, but it's close enough to be straight on. So that means I'm going to guesstimate. I don't want to do exactly this strong of this ankle here on this side. But we do need to just take a visual of space. I'm going to measure this with my finger at the edge of her mouth to her cheek. See, that looks too far. That goes outside of her cheek zone on that. Okay, let's take a look over here. Edge of her mouth to cheek. Yeah, that goes farther out too, to that side. However, it does look we could bring it a little bit more in. Let's do that. Let's do it. All right, let's bring it in. Oops, got too much paint on that brush. So she comes down, and then we want to bring this lower section in and down real close like that to the snake. Okay, now I'm going to do more. Come down. I'm going to bring this like that. Now, if this camera was better, I mean, if we were in a better straight on position, we could get a better straight on position here. It's not exactly straight on. Hold on. Okay, I brought that cheek over more. See, this has got to be a shaded zone right here. I got to put some shading into this zone, but I just haven't gotten there yet. The shading goes like that. Okay. Just going to come over here and put this down again. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm just too quiet. But, you know, focusing and painting and talking, that's going to be fun. Wee-hee. All right. All right, we're just at least getting the colors so they're not so transparent. At least we're getting, you know, coverage. Yeah. So you can see through a lot of this. So let's kind of like cover it up. Get it on. Little booger on there. Get that off. Oops. Take that booger off. There we go. Come down and just dump that extra paint off wherever we can find it. We don't want to leave extra thick paints on stuff. And then in here, it's really dark. Get that cleaned up. Let's come over here. And come under like that. Let's get that front area. And let's go around and we'll get these clean up around here. Give it that little dip up, you know, dip up. And then the dip around. I don't think that's exact right there, but at least it's a good beginning. So now I've done this far, and I still don't feel like it's Selma Hayek, and I'm kind of like feeling a little anxious, like we were talking about. You can feel a little anxious, and things don't seem to come right. Well, this is where I would stop and go work on the other one, on the other side. And what that does is it just helps my mind reset, and it also helps me like reevaluate my painting goals in my head, I guess you would say. Reevaluate my life as an artist. All right, now this brow is higher than that brow, but I believe that's correct. Because I told you how I check those things to see if they're correct. So let's see, am I painting the scales? Yeah, I wonder how I'm gonna do that. Let's think about that. Let's talk about it and figure it out. Where's my reference photo? Well, you can't see anything in this. So, you know, but let's just grab some junk paint here. And this guy comes up. Oh, I better zip back. Okay, I'm just gonna grab that. This guy, he comes up like this, and he comes around in. And he comes in about, oh, if she dips down, see, oops, I already see what I gotta do. I thought I fixed part of it, but I didn't fix it all. Now, if this was that weird necklace, which I think it was a shadow, I didn't check out. Then the snake stops there and it comes out like this and it comes down. Okay. if the snake is going to do that, then we best bring that out a little bit. Then we best bring, what's this section here? Okay, there we go. That gives it a little bit of a twist. And then we've got that, and it's gonna come out like this. Okay. See, I think this is very purple, so I will need purple to do that part. And this is like the yellow. It's just almost like this color. Oh my goodness. I just grabbed these really quick the other day. I didn't even think about, oh, this will be great for a snake. I just thought I'd throw it in there real quick. Oh, I think my brush is dead. No, we got a little bit more out of it. I should do a story about just this paintbrush alone. I have replacements for this brush, actually. Brand new ones, still sitting in their cages. They're little packages. It is little cages. Let's not lie about it. It's cages. They're caged. You guys been following Punch, the little, he's not a monkey, because monkeys have tails, and he doesn't have a tail. What is he? What kind of little primate is that little guy? He's so cute. I have to do that because I don't want those lines on the edge here. He's so cute, that little Punch, though. I'm glad he's doing good. Someone tried to take his little thing today on the video, and he got it back. He said, no, you can't have it. Excuse me. All right, now down here, we have to add a little curve. And let's go into this void point where I didn't have any paint. Let's fill that paint spot. There we go. Let's get that. There we go. And do that here down. All right. Oh, thank you so much. The Undead of Night. Yeah. I don't know if you guys seen the video I put out today. It showed how bad Juliette Lewis looked. And then I worked on her more, and she was more in place, but she still did not look good. She does not look good. But when I say certain faces are a little bit difficult to paint, and especially pictures, you have to really work on the picture. So I knew that I'm kind of having to create a picture of somebody that's not there. Like, I'm going to have to guesstimate. You know, have you ever met someone from television or movies in real life? Have you guys ever met someone in real life? I have. In fact, he's my favorite actor. I met J.K. Simmons, but the story is a great story. I'll tell you about it. Just watch it. Thank you. We went to Universal Studios in probably the 2000s. Our kids were old enough to go to Disneyland, but not too old. Oh, good. It was funny. And the Waterworld exhibit, they have actors that do that exhibit. So it takes a lot of like physical strength and stuntmen. And J.K. Simmons at the time was doing the Waterman exhibit along with one of the cast members from Scrubs. And so at the end, they got to stand there and you got to go up and take your picture or autograph or whatever. Well, at that time I only had our old phone, and that's when phones only took pictures, but you couldn't do anything with the picture. You couldn't send the picture to anybody. You couldn't do anything with the picture but, look at it on your phone. So I go up to get my picture taken with him, and I completely like didn't recognize him. Now I watched all of Oz, the prison show for men. He was on that. I watched a lot of movies with him, but standing next to your hero, they don't look like it because they're not. They're not the size you think they are, and other little factors. But had a picture of him with me standing there, and it was so bad. It was your picture's this big, and then here we are, this tiny little spot in the picture over here on the side. That was it. So yeah, I love J.K. Simmons. He's one of my favorite actors, and yeah. I think what got me is there was a movie he did where his son had a mental illness that made him forget things, but as soon as they played music together or something, he would remember and he would sing, and it was such a heartwarming movie. I think it was like When the Music Stops or something like that. I remember trying to tell people about the movie and I would just start crying, so I can't do that today. All right, I'm just trying to get this extra stuff off of my brush. All right, did we do an hour? We're almost at an hour, you guys. We did it. Okay, I'm going to show you my shame. So here we're working on Selma Hayek, and she's coming together slowly, but she still just doesn't look like Selma Hayek yet. I'll figure it out. I'm sure of it. Then I got Juliette Lewis is looking way better. But it's still pretty bad. Now you guys are looking at it flipped, so it looks worse than it is. But yes, yeah, it is pretty dang bad. It's sad. I mean, I'm telling you. But but that's it. That's it. I mean, not everything can be perfect, right? You can try our best. We try our best. And plus her hair is all dark, but I'm trying to figure out what to do with the background. So until then. But yeah, I think it's hilarious what she looked like before, about an hour before I started my show, to what she looks like now is way better. But still, I'm just saying, it's pretty bad. So that is that. All right, we'll pull back. Oh, we are pulled back. We're all the way pulled back. So yeah, that's what's going on. Gotta have a little humor in your life. I mean, definitely. Poor girl. I hope she doesn't see this until this is done. Yeah. Juliet painting reminds me of the bad restoration painting. Oh God, that's so funny. Hold on, I'm listening to that loud noise. Are there tractors out this time of year? What are they tractoring? Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, it's hard because her eyes aren't on the same plane. I know this because my eyes aren't on the same plane either. No one else notices but me. So what I kept having a problem with is, even though these are exactly where they need to be, they just need to be twisted and altered just enough so that she starts looking right. As soon as I can get her eyes in, everything else will just come about perfectly. That's how it always happens. Okay, and then over here, see, it's almost like a straight down and then it in. Okay, so I feel like we need to do something about that right there. Okay, hold on. Hold on, here it comes. I have faith that You have faith in me. Thank you. Thank you for having faith in me, because I don't got no faith in myself. Slowly, slowly. It is. And see, I can't see anything on this side. I could just fill this all in black and then it'll look just see, but that's cheating. That would be bad. And then I gotta get her cute little, she's got that cute little chin that pops up. You know, it's got that dark spot right there. So I gotta add that to that spot too. Our lips are coming in slowly. I think I was working on this right before the live started. And I was like, her lips come out and they come, oops, that's too high. And they come out over here into there. Okay, and then this one is just a little bit, and then it comes in to that. There we go. But we have too much of a peak. Yeah, this is great fun. Good times. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and take that black and just now I feel like the hump is too big. Okay, that's better. That's better. And even this nose, see your, so what I need to do is take for the nose, is I need to take this color and we need to say that this color is around the nose. What the heck? Why is it going off all the machinery? Oh, it could be snow plows. I mean, there's no snow here, but there's probably snow up in the hill. All right, what's going on? And then over here, we have this piece that comes down and it meets around this zone. So this comes down like this, and then it comes up like this, and then it's over here, and that's a shaded spot. That's a darker spot. And then she has this loop right here of darker spot. Then this spot comes up to her eye, which is just still off. But what I said is I'll do is I take picture of this. I have a picture of this on my phone, and I put them over each other. This is how I can check to see my work rights. I'll put them over each other and change the opacity. I'm not saying that word right. Sorry, you guys. That's how I am sometimes. I'm an artist, not a talker. And then I will see where it needs to be fixed, and using that opacity tool, I will be like, oh, this eyebrow is a little too high, and then I'll fix that, and I'll be like, oh, this is to this, and I'll fix that. So that's what I'll try to do as I go and get her eyes in. She looks almost like the lady from the old ER show, the blonde woman right now. I don't know if you guys think, it's been a while. Is it ER or Chicago Hope? She was from one of those shows. Yeah, I know it isn't an easy photo to paint. That's the thing about me. I should say that I do I do pictures this big. I've done pictures this tiny before, and I've done them 3 foot big, and they've looked really good. So hello to Jim. Thanks for joining. So I think that definitely, if you're just joining us, we're making fun of how bad this is that I've painted. But like I said, it is a little difficult because this is the pictures I'm trying to use. I had screenshotted these from the movie, and actually was really hard because in the movie there wasn't a really good picture of her, and I wanted her with the crossbow, but all the pictures of her with the crossbow were like this. So it was kind of in her face. So I grabbed a screenshot of her like that really quick. And then I thought I could put the crossbow in. And it's the same with Salma Hayek. I took a picture. The only picture I could grab really quick was this one. And then the next one I have of her whole face is lit up, but the snake is in her face. So that ain't gonna help me either. So there we go. This also reminds me of Joe Kappa. If you know Joe Kappa, right, he recently did a new music video from Fox Warren, and I love that video with his puppet characters. And so go check out Fox Warren. What is the name of the video? I don't know. There's a little flute dancing in it. Andy Schaaf sings in it. It's really cute. So yeah, thanks you guys for joining. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll see what craziness will happen then. All right, bye.